I used to believe that struggling financially made me more spiritual. Like God was happier when my bank account was empty and my dreams stayed small. But one day I noticed something I couldn't unsee. Scripture doesn't just warn you about money. It trains you to handle it. It teaches you how to work, how to think, how to give, how to plan, and how to stay free. And when I stopped treating money like a taboo subject and started treating it like stewardship, everything shifted. Not overnight, not by manifesting, but by building habits that matched God's wisdom. Today, I'm sharing 7 Bible verses that rebuilt my mindset, my discipline, and yes, my finances. Verse 1, Proverbs 21-5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. I used to call my lack of planning faith. I'd say things like, God will provide, but what I really meant was, I don't want to face my numbers. And numbers don't care about intentions. They only reveal truth. This verse didn't just teach me to work hard. It taught me to plan like a responsible steward. The turning point wasn't a sudden miracle check in the mail. It was the day I sat down, wrote out every expense, every debt, every income stream, and stopped flinching. Because diligence isn't loud. Diligence is quiet, daily, almost boring. It's the kind of obedience that doesn't get applause until it builds a life. Action step. Write a simple plan for the next 30 days. 1 income goal, 1 expense to cut, 1 debt payment to handle, 1 skill to sharpen, then follow it like it's sacred. Verse 2, Luke 16:10. Whoever can be trusted with very little. I wanted more without being faithful with small. I prayed for bigger opportunities while wasting the ones already in my hands. I'd get paid and spend like I was comforting my stress. Then I'd wonder why I never felt stable. This verse confronted me. If I can't handle $100, why would I handle $10,000 well? Bigger money doesn't fix a leaking character, it amplifies it. So I built a rule. Before I asked God for more, I would become faithful with what I had. I tracked spending daily. I stopped accidental subscriptions. I treated every dollar like a tiny assignment from heaven, and slowly, something changed inside me. I stopped feeling cursed. I started feeling trained. Action step. For 7 days, track every dollar. Don't judge yourself, just tell the truth. Truth is the beginning of stewardship. Verse 3, Proverbs 10-4. Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. I used to think wealth was mainly luck or connections, but this verse is brutally simple. Diligence produces. Not every time, not instantly, but eventually. Here's what I learned. Diligence isn't only about working more hours. It's about working with precision. Show up on time. Finish what you start. Improve the product. Answer messages. Keep your word even when it costs convenience. The millionaire version of me wasn't created by a single decision. It was carved by 1,000 small decisions where I said, I will be reliable. And when you become reliable, doors open that you can't force open with hype. Action step. Pick one area you keep procrastinating. Portfolio. Resume. Product page. Outreach. Do 45 minutes daily for 2 weeks. Diligence has a compounding anointing. Verse 4, Romans 12-2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Most people don't have a money problem first. They have a mindset problem. I did. I believed. I'm not a money person. Rich people are greedy. If I have a lot, I'll lose God. Those thoughts sounded spiritual, but they were chains, disguised as humility. Renewing my mind meant replacing shame with wisdom. It meant learning without feeling condemned. It meant building new beliefs like, money is a tool, provision is part of God's care. If I'm called to give more, I may need to earn more. When my mind changed, my decisions changed. When my decisions changed, my life followed. If this is speaking to you, don't just watch in silence like the video so it reaches someone who feels stuck. And subscribe if you want more faith plus practical growth like this. Action step. Write down your top 3 money beliefs. Next to each, write a new truth-based belief you want to live by. Verse 5. Proverbs 13:11. Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. I used to chase big jumps. I wanted the shortcut, the viral hit, the sudden breakthrough. But this verse honored the slow builder. Little by little is not glamorous. It's saving consistently, investing consistently, posting content consistently, improving your craft consistently. And let me say this gently. Quick money often comes with hidden hooks. Stress hooks, ego hooks, integrity hooks. When I started gathering, little by little, I began sleeping better. My growth became stable, not manic. And stability is a form of peace that money can't buy, but discipline can protect. Action step. Automate one small financial win. Auto-transfer a tiny amount to savings. Auto-pay a debt. Auto-invest a small percentage. Little by little becomes unstoppable. Verse 6, Malachi 3:10. Bring the whole tithe. Test me in this. See if I will not open the windows of heaven. This verse is sensitive for some people, and I get it. But here's what it did for me. It healed my fear. Giving forced me to face a question. Do I trust God only when I can control everything? Or do I trust Him even when it costs me? I didn't give to buy blessings. I gave to keep my heart free. Because money has a quiet power to whisper, keep it all. Protect yourself. You're safer clinging than releasing. But every time I gave wisely, prayerfully, consistently, I felt my grip loosen. And when your grip loosens, you stop being owned by what you own. Action step. Choose a consistent giving habit. Small is fine. Tie it to gratitude, not pressure. Giving is not punishment, it's training for freedom. Verse 7, Ecclesiastes 11:2. Give portions to 7, yes to 8, for you do not know what disaster may come. This verse taught me what many people call diversification without using fancy words. It showed me that wisdom doesn't put all hope into one fragile basket. For me, that meant building multiple streams over time. One main income, one skill-based side income, one long-term asset habit, not because I was paranoid, because I was prepared. And preparedness is not a lack of faith. It's a form of love for your future self and your future family. I stopped betting my peace on one paycheck. I started building a system that could breathe even when life hit hard. Action step. Write 3 ways you could diversify ethically. A skill you can monetize. A product you can create. A service you can offer. Start with 1. Build slowly. Stay consistent. Mini summary. Tie the 7 verses together. Plan with diligence. Be faithful in small things. Work with reliability. Renew your mind. Build little by little. Give to stay free. Diversify to stay resilient. And here's the heartbeat underneath it all. You weren't created just to survive paycheck to paycheck, anxious and ashamed. You were created to walk in wisdom, steady steps, clean hands, peaceful nights. Before we go to the final message, I want you to answer this privately. Which one verse hit you the hardest, and why? You made it to the end, and that already says something about you. Most people want breakthrough, but they don't want truth. They want results, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with growth. So if you're still here, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not behind. You're being built. Not rushed, not random. Built. Because these verses aren't lottery tickets. They're blueprints. And a blueprint only changes your life when you actually build. For a long time, I treated money like a spiritual landmine, something that could ruin me if I touched it wrong. But the deeper truth is this: money doesn't corrupt what's pure. It reveals what's already there. If fear is in your heart, more money will magnify fear. If generosity is in your heart, more money will magnify generosity. If discipline is in your life, more money becomes a tool. If chaos is in your life, more money becomes a storm. That's why this isn't only about becoming wealthy, it's about becoming wise. And let me say something that might free you. God is not offended by your desire to grow. Some people confuse poverty with purity, but being broke doesn't automatically make someone holy. And having resources doesn't automatically make someone corrupt. What matters is the heart, the stewardship, and the direction. If your goal is just $1 million, you'll never feel full. The number will move, but the emptiness stays. But if your goal is, I want to be faithful, disciplined, generous, and stable, then prosperity becomes a byproduct, not an idol. And when prosperity is a byproduct, it doesn't own you. Here's the difference that changed everything for me. I stopped asking, God, why won't you bless me? And I started asking, God, what kind of person do I need to become to carry blessing without losing my soul? Because abundance without character is a loud tragedy. But abundance with wisdom, that's impact, that's provision. That's a life that can lift other people instead of constantly needing rescue. So I want to give you a simple 7-day challenge, not because it's trendy, but because it's practical. And practical obedience is one of the most spiritual things you can do. For the next 7 days, Day 1, write your plan. For the next 30 days, 1 income goal, 1 expense cut, 1 discipline habit. Day 2, track every dollar you spend, no shame, just honesty. Day 3, do 45 minutes of focused work on the one thing you've been delaying. Day 4, replace one limiting belief with a renewed one. Write it down and read it aloud. Day 5, set up one little by little system. Autosave, autopay, or consistent investing. Day 6, give something intentionally small is fine, but make it meaningful. Day 7, choose one way to diversify, one skill, one service, or one product, and take the first step. And here's the secret. Don't do it perfectly. Do it faithfully. Faithfulness is what turns information into transformation. Now, I want you to pause and think about the verse that hit you hardest today. Not the one that sounded nicest, the one that made you uncomfortable. Because discomfort is often the doorway to growth. That's usually the verse pointing at the next version of you. And if you're watching this while stressed, while bills are loud, while your bank app feels like a judge, listen to me. You are not your current numbers. You are not your current season. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. There is a difference between a temporary struggle and a permanent identity. One is a chapter, the other is a lie. But you have to stop drifting. You can't pray for a harvest and refuse to plant. You can't ask for open doors and avoid building the keys. You can't declare God will provide while ignoring wisdom. The good news is, when you align prayer with diligence, God does something beautiful. Your hands grow steadier. Your mind grows clearer. Your decisions grow sharper. And little by little, your life starts to look like peace, not panic. So here's my ask, simple and powerful. If you're ready to take the 7-day challenge, comment the word stewardship. If you know someone who's drowning financially and needs hope with practical steps, share this video with them. And if you want more videos where faith meets real-life growth mindset, discipline, and purpose, like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Because you weren't made to live in survival mode forever. You were made to build. You were made to give. You were made to grow. And you were made to become a blessing without losing your peace. I'll see you in the next one.